Well, Rob, I am back from my long trip to Dallas. I made sure to stay away from my phone, didn't get any sort of news, and am feeling great and refreshed after staying away from all the media this entire time. Anything happen when I was gone?
Did you say all the media?
All the media. Stayed away from it. Friends, very nice and relaxing vacation.
So no news on the Cowboys.
No news on the Cowboys. That is correct.
You were the leader of the trade Micah Parsons group, right?
No. I wanted to keep Micah Parsons, but it'll be okay. I mean, they're going to sign him. I know how it goes.
Yeah, the Packers signed him after they traded for him.
Mother. Welcome to the Nick and Rob Homer Hour, and we got our co-host Rob over here, and Desean Collins jumping in on the show, as well as my coworker that happens to be in the same boat as I am, just really disappointed in cheering for the Dallas Cowboys. Seems like we get a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans here, Rob. But Desean, welcome on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Very disappointed, but about the Cowboys. But I'm glad to be here.
The good news is Rob is a big fan of all the Cowboy fans jumping on this show. So being the single man out on these.
Yeah, I mean, I do live in Texas, so I understand. Next week we will have a Pats fan joining us, so we'll be a little bit more Pat-centric next week.
I don't think you read the contract. I can't have any other Patriots fans on the show. So
there'll be more Pats fans as we go along.
Gosh, I'm not going to be able to make it, I don't think, on the next show. For sure.
Yeah, you can make it.
Well, that's awesome. We got a big show for you. We're going to get into Eastside news. And finally, it has come upon us. It's nigh upon us. The football season is here. We're going to make some week one picks. And then we talk about what's going on with Hardknocks. But let's kick it off with some Eastside news, shall we?
Let's do it.
This is Eastside News.
All right, here we go. We're getting into week one. The rosters are somewhat settled for a little bit. They're going to keep changing, but they're mostly settled, as we talked about last week. And so now we got some exciting stuff happening. We're going to start off with the New York Jets because they're the New York Jets. They got to come in first in something. Let's let them come first in Eastside News.
It ain't going to be football at all, right?
No, it's not. So the rumor that I've been seeing out there reported in multiple spots, the Jets are currently the front runners to trade for the Vegas Raiders Jacoby Myers, which makes a lot of sense. The Jets don't really have any receivers outside of Garrett Wilson. Justin Fields can't only throw to one person. I mean, I'm okay if they do because Garrett Wilson's on both of my fantasy teams. They don't need to throw it to anyone else. But, the team should have more receivers. So he's the one that's leading the way there. Personally, I would rather see a reunion in New England. If the Vegas Raiders are really going to trade him, I'd rather give up a second-round pick or something for Jacoby Myers.
So I'm not too familiar with the Jacoby Myers situation over at the Raiders, but I keep on seeing him all over my NFL feed. Is he in a contract dispute, or is there something going on that I'm missing?
Yeah, he wants a pay raise. He's very clearly their number one receiver. They need him. They really do. And he doesn't have a big contract. When the Raiders traded for him, he hadn't really done much. His biggest highlight was actually having a big screw up in a Pats-Raiders game that led the Raiders to win. But they traded for him, and he, with a functional coaching staff, because the Pats' old coaching staff was not functional, and then I am including the last year of the legendary Bill Belichick, because that offense couldn't do anything. He wasn't developing, but he's grown and developed in Vegas. He's going to be someone that is going to put up some stats wherever he goes. So he's going to be in demand if the Raiders decide, oh, we can't compete this year. Maybe they might be able to get a second rounder plus maybe a fourth or fifth for him at this point, and that's pretty good value.
That is pretty good value. Do you have him picked up on any of your fantasy teams, Desean?
I do not. Honestly, I don't have him picked up on anything. But I mean, I'm sure he'll do pretty well wherever he's going.
Try that again. Directly in.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
got it.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do pretty well wherever he's going. But yeah, I don't have him on any of my fantasies.
I think it's highly intelligent to just stay away from that, because if you're telling me he's either going to be a Raider or a Jet, you're not selling me much on that. And
Yeah.
No, he should be a depth piece on any fantasy team, but on a real team, he'd be
What-
pretty good, and that would be a rare potential smart move for the Jets.
yeah,
And as you know, I am high on Justin Fields, so I think that'd be a good move if they do that.
yeah, and I'm a little disagreements with Justin Fields, but we'll see. I mean, he might work out, but
Yeah.
I root for him.
I certainly think he deserves a little bit longer runway than he had in Chicago, and definitely longer than he had in Pittsburgh. I think the Steelers would have done a lot better if they kept him in the lineup. But we'll see if I'm right or wrong with how he does with the Jets this year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Over in Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills had a blow to their defensive tackle rotation. Dwayne Carter tore his Achilles in practice last week. He's out for the season. So that's not good news. They've got some great defensive tackles, but you need a good rotation of them. So him coming out, he's supposed to play a big role. The interesting story, Sports Illustrated was reporting that, here we go, talking about the Raiders again. Former Raider Christian Wilkins is currently a free agent. He's someone that's being highlighted as could be a good depth piece to bring in. Now, for those of you going, Christian Wilkins, where have I heard this name before? He was the one a few weeks back. The Raiders ended up releasing him. He was demanding a better contract, but then there was also some weirdness in the locker room. Apparently, he kissed a player on the head. That player never was named, but then did go to HR, and then they kind of used that as a reason to cut Christian Wilkins. So it's probably also why a very good player is still a free agent, because coaches aren't sure what he's going to bring.
So, Deshaun, you're an ex-football player in high school, correct?
Yeah, for sure.
How common is that? That doesn't actually sound that bizarre to me. So,
Yeah, no, that's definitely not something that's not common. Everybody does it. It's hazing. It's football. It's the sport, you know. It's locker rooms are crazy.
that is insane that he reacted that way. I think that he went to
overreacted,
HR.
for sure.
Yeah, I think honestly it was I think they just wanted him out of the locker room, and so they used that as the excuse. But he's a good player. No one's picked him up.
Weird. Yeah. Well, that's not the Raider way either, right?
It's the Raiders are who they are. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then we got the Miami Dolphins. Some interesting. I wasn't surprised by this. I don't know if this surprised either of you. Tyreek Hill no longer a captain. He ended the last year really poorly by taking himself out of the game and ending a season early, declaring he wanted to leave, but then changed his mind. He's had some other off-field issues. Clearly, he has to earn the trust back in Miami. What do y'all think about that?
Well, fantasy-wise, I don't really care if he's a captain or not. I never drafted him with the idea of character in mind. I just need him to score some touchdowns, and as long as he's running routes, he'll score some touchdowns. That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah, and that's if he runs the routes. If he doesn't decide to take himself out of the game again.
Yeah, if he pulls that off a couple times, I don't want him to get ousted out, but I think the Dolphins need him, though, like really bad. Because outside of him, I mean, it's Jalen Waddle, and then it starts going into not that, nothing too spectacular. They even lost, forgot the guy. Yeah, Michael Gallup too. They cut him on the roster too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Gallup. That was a shocking one to me that Gallup got let go because you think you want that depth, but I mean, maybe he just doesn't have it anymore.
yeah, what's that line in Caddyshack? Maybe he's just not that good anymore.
Yeah, but Cowboys fans will always have a special place in their heart for Gallup.
For sure.
So.
For sure. Always come back.
Yeah. We're all right with it.
Yeah. ESPN Seth Walker does predict that Hill is going to ultimately end up traded. I just don't know what you're really going to get for Hill at this point because he is, kind of a basket case with what's been going on. I mean, he got pulled over for speeding outside the stadium. He's now embroiled in a somewhat messy and public divorce when he has a lot of kids that he's got to take care of with that. So that is one of those things where coaching staffs and GMs have to weigh, does his talent balance with the chaos that is Tyreek Hill?
Well, this is his last year of the deal, correct?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the other thing is.
So he only has one deal. Hear me out, Desean. Hear me out. Start putting a little tinfoil hat on, okay?
No, for sure.
There is a random team that just opened up their salary cap space, $45 million in their salary cap space, and that team happens to be the Dallas Cowboys. Should we just go all in just for offense, and worst comes to worst, we cut them?
I mean, I don't see any wrongdoing in doing that. I mean, maybe a year contract, something small, if that. Anything will help at this point.
I trade one of the first for him.
But
We got 4 heading up in the next.
but you guys already just brought in George Pickens and Tyreek Hill in the same locker room,
Okay, well,
and Jerry Jones.
hear me out. So we got George Pickens, CD Lamb, and Tyreek Hill. I think that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, he can play all over the field too, so it's not like we're really losing any spots there.
Yeah, we don't even have a running back right now, or they say we don't. I think we do, but they say we don't.
Jaden Blue.
Oh man,
Tyreek Hill could be the running back.
yeah,
He's fast.
oh, absolutely. And now you got my what is that? If I won the lottery, imagination going. I'm like, ooh, that'd be cool. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah, the other news that's interesting out of Miami camp that I wanted to bring up, I believe this just happened yesterday. Outside linebacker coach Ryan Crown was arrested on a domestic battery charge. So he's on an indefinite leave from the team until that gets solved. We'll see how much this affects the defense. Miami is a pretty veteran team, so hopefully this won't affect them too much. I mean, then again, they are playing team of the pod Indianapolis in week 1, so if they need to struggle for the 1 week, that's okay. Not that we're biased or anything.
We'll take a week 1 win.
So that's what's happening there. Sean Ryan, the Dolphins senior defensive assistant, is going to take over those outside linebacker responsibilities.
He's taking a break from podcasting.
Yes.
Different Sean Ryan. Okay, gotcha.
Different Sean Ryan.
Different
Sure.
Sean.
Different Sean Ryan. And then, of course, we've got the I missed this with the Bills. Other fun news talking about receivers. They've brought back Gabe Davis.
I saw that. Yeah.
He's going to be sitting on their practice squad while he continues to heal up. But I'd imagine he's going to be in the lineup sooner rather than later, right?
I mean, I would hope so. I think he did pretty well when he was with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I guess he's injured, correct? As of right now.
Recovering from meniscus issue from last year.
Okay, so I mean, I guess we'll see how he does when he heals up. Hopefully, he comes back, has a speedy recovery, and he plays well.
Yeah, I would imagine he will, and Josh Allen would love to have a trusted deep threat for sure. And then, of course, we've got my New England Patriots. Since we last talked, Jabril Peppers was released. This was kind of shocking. There was some off-season issues with some things. However, those all got settled and seem to be done with. But that's a pretty solid player that they let go. It seems like they were deciding between Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers, and they decided to keep Duggar once they couldn't move him.
That's good. Right?
I mean,
are you upset about it? Or
he was one of our best defenders, but in Vrabel we trust, right?
he doesn't have the Vrabel way, then I guess
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. Also exciting, something I called for and wanted last week. It did happen. Tommy DeVito, he is our third string quarterback now. If he can't be in the New York, New Jersey area, it makes sense for him to be in New England. All the food's there for him. So I like it.
Desean could speak to this. If Tommy DeVito happens to start, ooh, we're scared. Yeah, he's something. I guess he's got something in his back pocket though for him to keep doing what he did. He had a good start in his career, but man, I don't know. When Tommy DeVito started for the Giants, I was just sitting there going, "Oh, we're gonna eat him for lunch."
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I certainly don't want to see him starting or playing significant time for the Patriots, but he's a fun story. He works hard. I like it.
Yeah.
The big news, though, for New England was their big changes when it comes to their captains. They did go with the 6 traditional captains. Drake May is now officially a captain. He was not last year, so he's a new captain. Robert Spillane and Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry is the only player that was a New England captain last year that's still a New England captain this year. So we've got a whole new ball game. Granted, Hunter Henry now third year being captain for his third different head coach. Hopefully the head coach changing streak stops now that we've got Vrabel. Marcus Jones and Harold Landry III also were named captain. And then exciting for me as a Longhorn fan, Brendan Schooler, who is a lifetime Longhorn, been really making a name for himself in New England over the last 4 years as a special teams ace. He is their special teams captain.
Which, Desean, you are also a Longhorns fan, correct?
I am not.
Oh, wait, really?
I am not a Longhorns fan, sadly.
I am so sorry for saying that. My bad.
Yeah, I'm an Ohio State fan. I just want to get that out the way.
That's why you were so happy this Monday morning or Tuesday morning.
I mean, that there was some football that was played on Saturday. I think both teams would agree that neither team played very well in that game. I don't think no one thought it was going to be high scoring, but 14-7.
Yeah,
I think we all thought at least both teams were going to be in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink the Arch Manning Kool-Aid. I'm excited for him, but I did chuckle a little bit when he immediately started throwing balls into the dirt, and I was like, "Well, there goes his Heisman campaign."
Yeah, you accomplished 2 things cheering for Ohio State. Not only did your team win, which congratulations to that was a big win, but you dropped Arch Manning's draft stock, so the Dallas Cowboys can pick him up on the low end 2 years from now.
I mean, I did see a lot of memes out there that were saying that the Cleveland Browns have already selected Arch Manning based on his play on Saturday.
Gosh, they selected him in the 10th round.
Yeah. So,
Well, then if that's the case, Arch Manning, that's where quarterbacks go to die, apparently.
yeah. Well, hopefully, Desean will have a rematch to talk about in December.
Yeah.
With hopefully 2 functioning offenses.
Yeah, they seem to develop just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is we don't have to do live broadcasts just in NFL. If we want to do one with a rematch, I am down for that just because I like fueling the hate.
That would be a lot of fun. You'd probably have to bleep me out a lot. You've watched live sports with me when it's my team.
Well, the good thing is we're not monetized yet, so what are they going to do? Demonetize us?
True.
Bring it on, YouTube.
All right, and that is our AFC East side news. What's going on in the NFC?
So in the NFC East, it looks like the secondary competition for the Philadelphia Eagles, opposite rookie Quinyon Mitchell, remains undecided between Jacorian Bennett, traded from the Raiders, and Adoree Jackson. So what I'm getting from the Eagles situation, because their secondary keeps on popping up, is that their secondary is not good. Ever since they lost Slay last year, I just think they might have a crack in this thing where we could actually pass against their secondary because it's not looking too good. And then we got the strong. And then we have the very tough, very hard defensive line where there's plenty of talent going on there with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm thinking, and I'm keeping this Cowboy centric because it is Homer Hour after all.
Well, yeah.
I'm thinking we got to drop the run. Don't even think about it. I think we could beat them with the pass in the secondary, and we just need to have quick passes over to Pickens and CD Lamb, and we actually have a chance to win this thing. What do you think, Desean?
Yeah, I definitely think passing the ball might be the play. I mean, right now we don't know what's going on with the running backs or what we're gonna do there. I mean, yeah, no, I definitely think passing the ball might be the play for this offense.
And us stopping the run, we'll see how that works out, but we'll get into that later when we get in.
So just 5 wide the whole way.
Oh yeah,
All the way down.
Yeah,
And
rip
just
it
just
and rip
just
it.
put Dak in the gun too, and just
Why not, man?
Yeah.
You know, the only thing the running backs are there for is every once in a while that he needs a safety blanket to toss it to, right in front of the line.
well stopping the run. Why are you worried about that? You got some 30-plus-year-old from Green Bay that can apparently do that after his worst career year ever last year.
And a pretty good one, and we'll get into that. We will get into that when we get to the
But-
Cowboys. I'm
but
saving best for last.
Jerry Jones is a gambler.
Oh, he gambled. He gambled. And then we go into the Washington Commanders, and running back competition's getting kind of interesting. This is affecting my fantasy team. I just drafted this guy. Ja'Cory Merritt has been making, it's been him and Trayvon Henderson. Those are the two hot names coming out of the training camps as possible running backs that could succeed.
Henderson will succeed.
Henderson, yeah, for sure. And
Desean should be a big Henderson fan too.
yeah, and because of Ohio State.
Ohio State, yeah.
He's got a weird history with Ohio State running backs in the NFL because, we also had Zeke, who had an all right career. I take that career.
Yeah, he did it pretty deep. He was doing really good.
Zeke was a wonderful New England Patriot. I'm just going to throw that out there. He was a great Patriot.
He was a team player, right?
He was.
Yeah.
Great locker room veteran presence.
If Belichick liked him, then you think we'd get along, but we said no. We're done with this. But yeah, so that's a big fight going on with the Washington Commanders. If Krosky Merrick could take it, I think it's his job to lose. I know rookie running backs blow up all the time. You got to find the right ones. So I think that's a good one to look into if you're looking at possible rookie running backs to play this season.
For sure. I mean, they traded Brian Robinson to the Niners, so it's him or Eckler. And at this stage in Eckler's career, he's more of a third down, change of pace pass catcher than he's going to be anything else.
Yeah, he'll be that 4th and 1 kind of deal over there with Eckler. So exciting news for Washington. He keeps on moving up those draft boards, so that'll happen. So it looks like they're going to continue their run game. They're going to be able to pass well because they signed Terry McLaurin. I think the Commanders are going to be the problem of the NFC East. I think they're, in my mind, the favorites to win this thing. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I don't see any. I'm not disagreeing at all. I think they will do pretty well. They have a pretty decent offense, and they have a pretty decent defense. Yeah, so we'll. I guess we'll have to see. Hopefully, Cowboys can take it all though.
I hope so. I hope they could break it up. But I'll tell you one thing. It's like Dan Quinn took all the good players that are cheap and got them over to the Commanders' defense, and their defense looks like it's improving a much. While we're stuck with I don't know, Mozzie Smith. Dallas Cowboys.
I miss Dan.
I do too, but we'll see how the Blues works out.
I mean, I know Jerry's a gambler, but why isn't he your head coach?
Dan Quinn?
Yeah.
See, this is the debate. I don't think Dan Quinn. Did you actually believe that Dan Quinn could take over that job? Were you rooting on him, or?
I thought he was honestly. I think where he was pretty good. I don't know if I could see him being a head coach
At the time.
Yeah, at the time. I mean, now, it seems like he's doing great things, but I don't think I'd see him being a head coach of Dallas.
Yeah, he's going to be good on defense. We know that. And when you have Coach Bro in your back pocket for the offensive coordinating side, I mean, he's just in a good setup for him. If he took over the Cowboys, who would be calling the plays? You know?
Jerry Jones.
Yeah, we don't want that, do
Yeah,
we?
no, we don't.
Yeah. So, or instead we got Brian Schottenheimer. This is great.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, Shoddy's got a chance, right?
He always has a shot, right? You know, I don't know. I'm excited about it, but
Are you more excited about? Okay, Desean, would you rather have Mike McCarthy back for another year or Shoddy?
Bring back Mike McCarthy. I just have to say it. I didn't think, honestly, in my opinion, I didn't think he did too bad.
He had a lot of 12-win seasons.
I think he did pretty well as a coach.
yeah, and the frustrating. I make this argument all the time because a lot of people get frustrated with Dak, right? Okay, so if it's not the quarterback, then it must be the general manager that got them those 12 wins. General manager, we don't like giving him credit for anything. It's something. Something happened where you win 3 years in a row, 12-5. Like, I know they didn't do anything in the playoffs, but geez, that's not easy. Winning in the NFL is not easy. So I'm starting to fear that it was Mike McCarthy all along, which has been my previous argument. I'm like, it's not bad. And I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous about that, but who knows? We'll see. Maybe Shoddy's got something. Let's see. So we got bold predictions favor Washington covering the spread easily at home. Modules simulating a strong performance after 10,000 runs. Expect Daniels to exploit New York's secondary for big plays. I actually saw the spread. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say they get the Giants in week 1. Is that correct?
Yeah, they have the Giants in week 1, and the spread is looking like they're favoring the Commanders, although something's happening in the NFL where people are starting to buy in on the New York Giants. Something's happening.
They're excited about a guy that's not going to be playing, Jackson Dart.
Yeah, and it's going to be Russell Wilson that's going to be starting this game, but
Let's ride.
I don't know if that's how they say that. That'd be let's get big.
I'm sure Russell's workshopping something for the press conference.
I hope he's not. That man is the cringiest quarterback in the NFL. Even if he says something right, I'm just like, for Russell Wilson. It just drives me nuts. But speaking of the New York Giants, they are choosing to go with Russell Wilson as expected throughout the preseason. They're not going to get Jackson Dart into the fire that is the Commanders for week 1, which I think is a good decision. You don't want to do anything too crazy over there for them. We'll see how it works for them over there. The defensive line is loaded with the pass rush talent. Dexter Lawrence looks like he's doing healthy. Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and rookie Abdul Carter from Penn State, or they called him the Micah Parsons Jr. right over there. Did you watch him play last year?
I did.
He reminds me of Micah Parsons so much. Yeah, and he'll be playing against us too, so it should be exciting. So yeah, that's it for the New York Giants, and then we move on to the Dallas Cowboys, who provided us zero news, nothing happened, nothing too exciting.
That was one of the most boring Cowboys weeks I've ever seen.
Yeah. Except it wasn't, because they traded Micah Parsons for Kenny Clark for the Green Bay Packers. 2 first-round draft picks came our way as well. 30-year-old Kenny Clark got to join our team, and no more Micah Parsons. I just want to say, for audience members that listen to me to the show, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I was saying we were going to sign him, and we did not. We decided to trade him away. And I've got some mixed feelings on it, but I kind of wanted to hear Desean's perspective on this whole thing.
I don't really like it at all, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of Micah Parsons fans out there. I mean, I'm a Dallas fan, but Micah Parsons, it's always in my heart,
Yeah.
I just kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen along the way. I mean, you have 3 really talented players that need their contracts extended, so you have to let one of them go. Dak's contract, CD's contract. You have to, I guess, find some cap room. And I know he's wanting a big payout, so got to go where the money goes, you know?
Yeah. And, I'm sorry, Rob.
I was going to say, I do have a question for both of you as Cowboys fans. Obviously, you never want 3 players to be taking more than 50% of your cap,
Mhm.
and that would have happened with Micah getting his contract. Traditionally, like most teams, if you have more than 3 players taking over 48%, you don't do well. So looking at those 3 players, Desean first, then Nick, what would you have done if it was up to you based on those 3? Who would you have kept? Who would you have gotten rid of? How would you have done it?
Ooh, that's a very tough one. I mean, there was a pretty decent, like, talented quarterbacks in the draft pick. I don't want to.
Oh, he's gonna say it.
This is tough.
He's gonna say it.
I would have probably had to have cut Dak. Honestly, I mean, as much as I like him as a quarterback, I don't think there's too much. You know, I think there could be some improvements. You know, every Cowboy thinks that. But I would have to cut Dak and pick up someone in the draft.
And you wouldn't have even had to cut him. You probably could have traded. You might have gotten some team, a Steelers, maybe a Seahawks, to pay a Jet, to pay a first round pick for Dak.
Yeah, for sure. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
So, obviously, talent-wise, I'm actually on Deshaun's side. I would actually prefer if we moved on from Dak. I know Mark Stein's not going to like that too much, but that's just my preference. I'm not I'm starting to get out on Dak. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. He should not be poo-pooed all the time, but man, he's not. I don't think he's got that extra edge to do well in the NFL. It seems like he needs. With Dak Prescott, it's always about how can we help Dak? How can we help Dak? If you remember with Tony Romo, they just gave him practically nothing and just said Tony can figure it out. He was making wide receivers. He was helping their offensive line. Dak just needs his supporting cast all the time. And if you're the highest paid NFL player in the NFL, that didn't make sense. But yeah, if you're the highest paid NFL player, then maybe you should step up and play like the highest paid NFL player. But that being said, I don't think we were going to get much from him if we decided to trade him. We're not going to get what we got for Micah. You're not getting 2 first rounders. No, you're not.
Not 2 first rounders. Yeah, no, but one.
But then if you're talking about a big rebuild, then I think that's the problem. The other option could have been CD Lamb, which you could debate what's more important, defensive end or wide receiver. And I wouldn't have said this 2 years ago, but I liked CD Lamb a lot. It's not just the talent, but when he was playing with that hurt shoulder last year and we had nothing to play for, he already got his contract and he just wanted to keep balling out. He won me over as a teammate too, where I want that guy on my team. I want that guy that'll do anything he can do to help win the game. And I wouldn't want to give up on that. On the other hand, you had Micah playing against the Green Bay Packers and 2 years ago in that playoff round, and he was pouting and getting all upset and just kind of crying while you're getting your ass kicked in. And that left a bad impression to me, at least on that end.
That was a bad game. So you would have kept CD and gotten rid of the other 2.
Yeah, right. No, but overall, I think Micah is the better play.
Okay.
And I think I would have tried everything to keep Micah, but that wasn't the position that we were in. And the more I'm thinking about the cap space and possible future, if we would have signed Dak, do you see any hope with this team in the next 3 years?
I do not. I honestly, it's just a phase right now. I feel like it's a rebuild phase. We're trying our best to rebuild our team, and it's just kind of crumbling just a little bit, but we're picking it up. We're picking it up.
Yeah, instead of doing a full rebuild that we would have had to do, we would have just missed the playoffs probably the next 3 years or make the playoffs and not do anything big. It does give us a light at the end of the tunnel that something might change. And at first, I hated the trade, hated losing Micah. You heard my position with the Buffalo Bills when you were talking about trade positions.
Yeah.
But sometimes it takes the trade itself to happen for me to go, you know what? This actually isn't that bad. So I would have taken it.
So with how it happened, are you of the mindset of you take those 2 first-round picks plus your other first-round pick, and you guys package it and get into the top 3 next year, or do you just want to take 2 first-rounders this year, 2 first-rounders next year, and build that way?
I don't think we even have to answer the question. And I'm not saying that in a rude way. What I'm saying is we have possibility. We just freed up $45 million in our cap so we can get any free agent that we really want next year. We can see how it goes next season and decide, do we need to package these or not? Or we could even have a great year this year and decide trade it all. But what we have now compared to what we had before is we have possibilities. There's like a 4-way road now with the amount of draft picks that we have. And I don't think we have to answer Jerry has to actually address it until he feels the necessity to. Puts us in a unique position that we have not been in a long, long time.
All right. Well, but Desean, do you trust Jerry to make the right decisions with all that space and all that capital?
And honestly, you can't really trust anything with Jerry. And in my opinion, I think sometimes he just goes a little bit overboard with what he says and does with what he has.
I don't know. I just left America's Team, propped him up in that documentary. I'm going, I don't know, Jerry, sell me back in. Let's see what you can do. But I don't think he has nearly as much control as he used to. But I think that was his call out there. But yeah. So outside of that, we do get Kenny Clark, who didn't have a great 2024 season.
No.
Did not. We were terrible at stopping the run, even with Micah Parsons in there. The narrative that I said we jumped 18 points in the defensive line was simply because we were sacking more, but we still were not stopping the run all year long. Another thing that hasn't been talked about is the fact that it's a failure that we could not address defensive tackle, the position in the last 3 years. We haven't picked up any free agents. Mozzie Smith is just I hope we can cut him actually with Kenny Clark, and we could just move on and find a different option in the year, because he does not look like he has it anymore. So hopefully he goes in there. I kind of got a chuckle when Jerry was talking about it in the press conference. He's like, Micah wasn't stopping the run. Micah's not stopping the run. And I'm looking at Jerry going, dude, we didn't pay him to stop the run. We need him to do what he was told to do, and that's go after that quarterback all year long. So,
I mean, Jerry also is very worried about a car hitting Micah. So
weird. Yeah, that was a weird press conference. And overall, I don't like the way it was done at all. I think we could have gotten more collateral or we could have taken home a lot more if we actually did this earlier. But
yeah, you make that move in April, right before the draft.
I think you get a lot. And we could have got the draft pick then, too, know. But I was hearing Adam Schefter today. What did he say? He goes, there were better offers out there. And I'm like, shut the F up,
I mean,
Adam
there
Schefter.
probably were. This tends to be how the city of Dallas does things.
I didn't like it. I was like, okay, Schefter, you're Adam Schefter. You know all the news. So tell me what are the better offers out there? And I think he was just glamorizing.
Yeah, but he can't, because then he risks burning his sources. And based on, the rules in the city of Dallas of make the fans hate you.
Yeah.
I mean, did y'all see that clip of that fan laying into Nico at the restaurant?
Oh, yeah. You're not a Mavericks fan, though, right? Are you a Mavericks fan?
Mavericks fan? I am not.
Oh, okay. That's good. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. Get out while you still can. If you were,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
I mean, my thought is, oh yeah, Nico's a dumbass for doing that trade. He could have gotten so much more. But you don't walk up to him at a restaurant with someone filming just to clout chase, to be a total asshole. There was no need for that.
I didn't like it from a fan's perspective right then and there. Okay, I will admit. Although I do want Nico to get the hell out of town. And what
yes, he needs to.
And what that fan said, I agree with. Like, seriously, just I don't want you there, but come on, man.
Oh, he said what everyone was thinking, but you don't do that as a human being. That's not something you do.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It was at a Twin Peaks in Addison, which
Yeah.
is strange for Nico. He's a hardcore Christian guy, and he was at a Twin Peaks. Not that I
They
care,
have
but
they have good food.
yeah, they do have good food. I do like the food. Is that you think he was there for that?
Let's just go with yes.
And the fact that he was even out at a Twin Peaks in Addison, like, dude, you want to make it home safe? You have a family. like, what are you doing? Like, I wish no harm on the guy, but I know people that do. I'm saying sarcastically. I don't actually know that, but yeah, it's crazy. Now, I will say that this trade's getting compared to a lot with the Luka trade. Completely different in my mind. Completely different. I think Micah Parsons, you got about what you could out of Micah Parsons. It's 2 first-round draft picks and a solid defensive tackle who we don't have on the books for that long. Compare that to the guy, I don't even know what that'd be like, Patrick Mahomes, and then being traded, and you only got 1 first-round draft pick and
Yeah, that's fair.
Matthew Stafford.
Jerry got a better return.
Yeah.
Jerry got a better return.
So it doesn't hurt me as much, and I think the Luka trade helped me prepare for this pain because
Yeah.
there's no general manager that can hurt me like he did. But that's about all I got for the Dallas Cowboys. Obviously, they're making news like nothing else, and we're going to make all the news before the start of the season because who knows how that goes. But at least for now, they did their help in the offseason, and there's no denying that.
They did. They kept building that brand, so that's good.
Yeah. But now I guess, Rob, we could kick into your favorite show. That is Hard Knocks.
Yep, here we go. Another week, another episode of Hard Knocks. And it is time to talk Hard Knocks. Luckily, I think we only have a couple more episodes after this. The Bills are a great team. It's the direction that Hard Knocks has chosen to go with how they're doing things that hasn't been very entertaining to me. This week was a bit more entertaining because we got to hear a lot more about players and battles going into the cutdowns. The quarterback battle was highlighted, and ultimately, a fan favorite in Mike White did not make the roster. He was highlighted in the episode for a little bit. He also got a lot of action in those preseason games. I got to check to see if he has found his way onto a practice squad. If he hasn't yet, he will. And if he doesn't, I know a certain spring league that would happily jump and pick him up.
UFL, baby.
Yep. Someone will take him to the UFL. Shane Buechele was also highlighted a little bit, and he ultimately he was a Longhorn for a time. So he did beat Notre Dame in that big Week 1 win. Probably one of the few highlights of Charlie Strong's coaching tenure. So I'm a Shane Buechele fan. He also is someone that is out on the streets these days. So you watched some Hard Knocks. Did you have anything that you thought that stood out to you? Anything you enjoyed about it?
I like actually seeing, I guess, the first episode when they were talking about the new stadium. I would love to see that. I would love to see how that goes when it's finally completed.
So Desean, I don't know if you watched our first show, but I have this whole spiel on that. It makes me so mad. Their goal going in, I'll be brief on it since I've already talked about it, but their goal going into it is make the stadium loud, build it up, try to take out outside environments. So we're going to stop out the wind from getting into the stadium and crank up the beer sales, okay? Meanwhile, here in Dallas, we got the sun glaring into our stadium. It's not that loud at all.
But you have artwork.
We do have artwork, which when you think of football, you think of artwork. So I think that was just to make not Charlotte, I'm sorry, Jean happy for all the egregious things Jerry's done.
Just a couple.
Just a
Yeah.
couple.
So
But anyway, I'm glad you made that point because I'm right there with you. That was cool. This is neat.
Nice. Yeah, no, and that was we talked about that a while. I'm excited for that new stadium too. Obviously I'm a Pats fan, but seeing like outdoor stadiums still kind of keep that outdoor theme. I don't love all the domes. I understand the need for them in some places technically, but football was made to be played outdoors. It should be outdoors. So yeah, I would love to see a Super Bowl contested in like 10-degree snowy weather.
Snow. I think that's another thing that's going to be affected by that, or the snowy games. I do love watching the snow games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the ball's slippery and everybody's fighting for it, and it just seems more fun.
Yeah,
it's fun when it's not your team playing. At least a Cowboys fan.
I mean, yes and no. A few years back, there was the last time the Pats were in the playoffs. They had that kind of epic wind game up in Buffalo, which didn't go the Pats' way, but it was kind of cool to see all the adjustments that the teams were trying to make to deal with that. It's I like it.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Yeah, football.
And that's the best part about it. But also, I'm a New Englander. I like the weather. I like it when it's cold. Those teams come up, they're not used to it. New England always has an edge. Buffalo is very similar in that way, so that's kind of cool. Some other things that popped up. KJ Hamler has been a big time fan favorite and a main highlight. We all loved his scooter rides. But of course, because as Hardknocks tends to do, they pull on those heartstrings and make you attached to someone. You're like, oh, they got to make the team, right? Then they don't, which is too bad because Hamler was really pushing back, trying to come back from that injury. I did not look and see if he got picked back up on the practice squad, but I got to think he's not done trying.
You look good to me, you know.
He looked pretty good, honestly. I didn't have any complaints.
Yeah. Would you take him in Dallas?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I would have taken him. Of course, Hardknocks is going to make him sound too good. And Desean, we can always edit it out. There is an elephant in the room here as we're talking about the Bills, but your brother, Terrell Bernard, didn't make an appearance, which is kind of crazy on that thing.
Yeah, no. He's very to himself in a way. Like he's not very out there in the public. A lot of people don't really like know about him because he doesn't really throw his name out there. But I mean, he is the captain. Him and Josh Allen are the two captains of the Buffalo Bills this season.
Yeah, and he's an amazing player to watch too. I mean, he seems to be the number one thing you want from a linebacker is just in the right spot at the right time. And it seems like Bernard every week, like you said, it doesn't seem like he's flashy or anything like that. He just ends up making big tackles that,
Yeah.
you know, we just move on. It's just stopping the run or something like that.
Yeah, no, he just keeps his head down and just tries to forget about that last play and just move on and just keep continuing to make plays, you know.
But I can't believe they did not have any appearance. I was looking for him all year long, like during the Hard Knocks. Did you see him at all, or did you ever talk to him about that?
I've seen him a few times in the background. You know, I tried asking him about it when I talked to him on the phone last weekend, but he was a little busy. You know, he just had his daughter recently, so
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So he's been pretty busy, especially staying in Buffalo, moving around and stuff.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm assuming the players have some leeway with how much they are or aren't featured on the show.
Yeah, I would assume so too. I haven't really talked to him too much about it. I'm sure it's a little confidential with what they got going on.
Right.
But no, I think he's gonna do pretty good. I think Hardknocks is gonna hopefully get better on capturing key players.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So does that mean do you make your way up to Buffalo for a game at any point, or?
I haven't yet. I've been busy with work and stuff like that, but I
Yeah.
know for sure this season I will be making a trip to Buffalo.
Nice. Do you know which game?
I'm still thinking about it. I want to go to a cold game just to get the feel of of everything, meet the crazy fans and all that.
Do you want to practice on this table? My girlfriend would love it.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're gonna jump through a table while you're there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you have
Hell
to.
yeah.
That's the Buffalo culture. I mean, I'm clearly a Dallas fan. Dallas fan for life. Born into the Dallas fanism. You know how it goes. But gotta be Buffalo. Gotta root for Buffalo sometimes.
Well, yeah, family.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool, and thank you for sharing that with us. I was just curious why I wasn't on the show, but hey, if you need to have me along with you, I'll break a table with you too. I'm down. I'm down. I think we play them this year too, don't we?
I haven't looked at our schedule lately, but I'm not sure. I know we played them last year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Last year was the Easts, so not this year.
Maybe not, but there's always that random AFC team. I don't know how it's structured, but
Yeah.
maybe we can look into it.
I'll have to take a look. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would not join in on that game unless, New England was playing, and then I'd be wearing different blue and red colors than the Buffalo colors.
I'm sure they're nice. It's the Buffalo crowd.
People get along well enough. Everyone's, in general, Buffalo's one of the friendlier cities.
I would imagine they're not like Philadelphia, on the other hand,
No.
Got to bring a knife to the gunfight or whatever.
So I mean that was Hard Knocks. A lot of focus on like the cuts and what was happening. There was a cute scene where they focused on Casey Rogers, one of their defensive tackles, because they also, one of the things Hard Knocks does a good job of is focusing on the human element and how players impact their communities, which players really do have a lot of effect on the communities that they're in. That's part of why we end up loving them so much and hate it so much when they get traded or choose to leave. But he has a big love of dogs, and so they focused on his community work, where he works on finding foster homes for dogs who would otherwise be euthanized, which, I think that's a big thing, and that's great. We live down here. We live in Austin. We're in a no-kill shelter area, so we have that benefit, but not everywhere does. So,
And it's a little safer than drifting and riding horses. It seems like a safe thing to do in the office.
Yes, compared to Ed Oliver on the horse, and then I forgot who is the guy that does the Tokyo Drift driving.
Dion. Yeah, the left tackle too. It's so weird that he's the drifter, but it's really cool.
So that was Hard Knocks. There's 2 more episodes for us to review. One that's airing probably as you're listening to us or shortly after, and then one more next week.
Yeah, so if you enjoy it, please feel free to listen. And if you don't enjoy it, we only have 2 more weeks of this crap. Okay, so it's going to be over shortly.
And don't worry, the Bill Belichick Hulu regular season version is coming soon, which after last night has to have so much fun stuff in it.
Man, I can only imagine what's going on behind the scenes. I have to watch it. Are you going to check it out?
Oh, yeah, I have to.
Yeah. But, speaking of things that are going on.
So what's going on with the Colts?
What's going on with the Colts?
What's going on with the Colts? What's going on with the Colts? What's going on with the Colts? Is it go blue? Let's ride. Or lucky shoe? Who knows? What's going on with the Colts?
Yes, it's what's going on with the Colts, and that is the team of the pod. In case you guys haven't seen the previous episodes, we randomly selected an NFL team. We had power of 2 vetoes, decided not to do it out of fear. And
Yeah, we couldn't have ended up rooting for the Chiefs or the
Texans is mine. I
Yeah.
cannot do the AFC. You lived in Houston.
Yeah.
You know how frustrating it
Yeah,
is.
very frustrating, especially living in Houston with the Texans fans.
But-
They let
have
you
a good
have it.
coach. They have a good coach. They have a good quarterback.
There's nothing about the team I hate except for I just don't like them.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
Texas ain't big
enough.
enough for the 2 of us.
That's right. That's right. Let them know. Let them know, Desean. I like it. But yeah, what's going on with the Colts, and we just take a look at what is happening with the Colts, and we're going to be following them all year long. Hopefully they have a decent season, although we keep predicting no, but hey, surprises happen.
I mean, we keep saying no. We struggled to find wins when we did the schedule game, but over the last week, a lot of NFL analysts are starting to pick the Colts as a sleeper team, as a team that might win the division.
Well-
Apparently, Danny Dimes' agent paid a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not buying it, which is what the big point that Rob is making here is that the Daniel Jones is going to win the starting job over Anthony Richardson, who's on his third year in the NFL, and Daniel Jones has been in the league for a little bit, and I don't see much out of him, but I guess they see something. They say he's doing something well.
Well, he can definitely throw the ball a lot better than Richardson can. He's more consistent with that. But Richardson, I think, is, I don't know. I guess maybe they have playoff aspirations, and so they're starting there. But I think you got to develop Richardson because he's got so much potential.
What's your opinion on it, Desean?
I feel like if you've actually watched Daniel Jones play, you would probably predict that. I don't really see them doing too well this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just watching him play for New York. I didn't see anything special about him, in my opinion.
Now, granted, it is a bad situation in New York,
Oh,
so
yeah.
their offensive line was ranked one of the worst in the league last year. It improved later, but not enough for Daniel Jones. But so maybe a better situation. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. In your thoughts on Anthony Richardson?
I'm not even sure. I have no real no real opinions on that.
That's why you tune in to watch what's going on with the Colts. Don't worry, Desean. We're gonna help you. Okay. Yeah, I'm not.
We got you on this.
I'm not high on Anthony Richardson, but man, I'd rather give him a chance over Daniel Jones. So they're gonna stick with that. The other controversy that's going on right now is Chris Ballard made the quote, "I've never rolled that way where I worry about what the future holds." This is the general manager from the Colts. "I'm fortunate to work in the National Football League. This is a unique place. I could have to go get a real job for a living. That would suck."
I mean, he's the millionaire, so no, he doesn't have to.
He wouldn't even have to, but I was just apparently the Indianapolis fan base not happy about it. They're very upset with the general manager saying, well, worst comes to worst, I get a real job. Yeah. you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's also Ballard's dealing with the person that he used to report to has passed away, and now his new boss is his old boss's daughter, and so that probably has a lot to do with it. Along those lines, the kind of sad news out of the Colts camp this week is there a story did break about Jim Irsay relapsing with his drug issues shortly before his death, which is that's just a sad story. You got to think that probably contributed to what ultimately happened with him. You just hope for his family and for the Colts community that they can kind of rally around that maybe and get a lot of good education out there.
Yeah, you definitely hope for that. I'm, Jim Irsay, love him or hate him, you never wish that upon anybody, and for him to fall down like that, it's just real sad. I do wonder, do you think there's actually more pressure for Chris Ballard with the daughter in charge, or compared to Irsay, who's known for being fire happy, or is he getting a little?
Well, I mean, Ballard's was always fairly safe with Irsay, but now I'd say there would be more pressure. She didn't hire the guy, and one thing that Irsay did really well is he's got 3 daughters. All 3 of them have a different area that they're overseeing, where they've been focusing on and developing and learning over the years. So the Colts could honestly, these daughters have a chance to really put their own spin on things and take the Colts to some pretty impressive heights. I'm excited to see what happens going forward. I don't think they win the division this year. Well, that means something really happened with the Texans. But
Not the hardest division, though. Just
No.
really the Texans at this point.
yeah, that or the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about them. Trevor Lawrence might show up, new coach.
I mean, they have one of the best offensive minds in the NFL now over in Jacksonville. I'm a little biased towards him, as we've talked about in the past. He went to my high school, just a year ahead of me. He led my high school team to a state title, which is great. Yes, even in Rhode Island, we count state titles as big things.
Hey, it's not just a Texas thing. Um, But yeah, other than that, I got no big news going on with the Indianapolis Colts. Do you have anything
Yeah, so
else to add?
the other stuff that I wanted to add is there is a lot of excitement right now around rookie tight end Tyler Warren. He was their first round draft pick.
Drafted.
He had
Sorry.
very good job. He had a very good camp. He's looking good, and that's one thing with a quarterback like Daniel Jones who can at least consistently throw the ball. Warren's got a chance to be a difference maker, and I think that's also where people are looking at the Colts offense, and they're like, okay, if Danny Dimes can just not suck, he's got Tyler Warren, he's got Pittman and Alec Pierce as receivers. He's got Adonai Mitchell, who had a down year last year, but is such an explosive threat, former Texas Longhorn. And then, of course, they've still got a very functional running back in Jonathan Taylor. So this should be an offense that you look on paper and you say, is this a top 5 or 6 offense in the league if the quarterback can do something?
And I wonder if they can. But Daniel Jones also likes to throw it to the defense of the opposing team, and that's my number one concern with him.
So I do kind of wonder if we're going to see not so much Daniel Jones trying to stretch the field, but much more dinking and ducking, traditional West Coast, with some slot receivers going. I think that might be the safer way.
For sure, but I don't know. I'm not projecting good things, but we'll see how they pan out. But who knows? Maybe they come out of nowhere and we have a fun team of the pod.
Exactly. There's potential there, and there's going to be a lot of fun things to talk about. I still think Anthony Richardson starts a game before week 5 or 6.
I think so too. We don't have a transition for it yet. I'm supposed to be working on that. But
that's okay.
But the next part of the podcast is going to be making picks with our teams and the Colts. So that'd be the whoever the Cowboys are playing, whoever the Patriots are playing, and the Colts are playing. Outside of that, me and Rob are going to be making outside picks too as well. So feel free to follow us along on Twitter, and it just shows you our picking and how we're doing.
Yeah, and we'll have the standings up for y'all each week with how we did. We aren't going to go through all of the picks. My goodness, this pod's already a little over an hour, but we are going to focus on the picks that are our pod picks, our team picks.
Yeah, and then we'll have Desean just hop along. We'll have guest speakers. If not, Reed could fill in and make picks on their behalf too. So
exactly,
we'll keep it going. So we'll see how guests do against us. Which, if anything happened, just like the UFL, you do really well. I promise. But yeah, we got the first game of the week, and that is the Dallas Cowboys against the Philadelphia Eagles. It looks like the Eagles are favored by 8.5 points. We're only picking winners, but it's just a point to be made.
Yeah. Longtime fans of the pod will know that during the UFL season, we struggled against the spread pretty good. So we're going to go straight up money line.
So the big question is, Rob, do you think the Dallas Cowboys could pull off the upset against the Philadelphia Eagles?
Well, if you remember when we did the schedule game, I had this as a win for the Cowboys.
Right.
But back then, Micah Parson was a Cowboy. So I'm going to say that the Eagles will raise their banner and get a W.
Damn, what do you think, Desean? Do you think we're going to be able to pull it off?
Honestly, I'm a big Dallas fan. Everybody knows, but I'd have to go with Philly on this one. Sadly,
You just don't think we're going to be able to pull it off there?
I just feel like we have some reconstructing to do, and with this new head coach, anything can happen.
Yeah, and Schottenheimer. One thing that I didn't like about Schottenheimer in the preseason is that team did not look too disciplined out there, and I don't know. Maybe Eberflus could figure it out. Maybe Dak can gear everyone in line. But that you're asking a lot for a rookie head coach to try to go against the Philadelphia Eagles. That being said, I will pick the Dallas Cowboys to pull it off. I'll do it because it is Homer Hour after all, and they need to show me that they suck before I stop picking that with them. So I'm going to give them a chance.
And as we talked about at the start of the pod, the the Eagles secondary is not looking too strong, and the Cowboys have weapons, and Dak is currently healthy.
And all they have to do is listen to the show, and I've got the game plan, guys. It's pretty simple. Just forget the run. Don't worry about it. It ain't a thing. Although, go ahead.
I was going to say, Jerry, give Nick a call. Also, Jerry, you're welcome anytime. Join us for a show.
Oh, please, Jesus. Could you imagine how many we get? It'd be
Insane.
a random podcast interviewing Jerry Jones.
Hey, Jerry Jones wants to be on the Nick and Rob Homer Hour.
You might turn Rob into a Cowboys fan. Maybe you can convince him, Jerry.
Come on, try it.
All right, so that is the Cowboys versus Eagles, and then we move on to the next one, Las Vegas Raiders against New England Patriots. So that should be an interesting one. We got an offensive coordinator, right? That's going against his old team that was the head coach for.
Yes. One thing we have learned, Josh McDaniels, terrible head coach. He proved it in Denver. He reproved it in Vegas. But one thing that we know he's very, 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 very good at, being an offensive coordinator, specifically for the New England Patriots. I am stoked with the new administration. We've heard this all along. We've got Mike Vrabel. I think he's going to be here for a long time. I think he is the correct heir apparent. He's the guy. I don't know why we didn't bring him in last year, but we got him now, which is what we need. I don't think Gerard Mayo was set up for success. I don't think he was quite ready yet. That doesn't mean he's not going to be ready in the future and potentially be a great head coach. He wasn't ready to follow the legend, and that happens.
Who is?
Who is?
Bill Belichick.
I mean, you look at down in Alabama right now. Alabama's got one of the best head coaches in the game, but their fans are going nuts and want to fire Kalen DeBoer because he's not Nick Saban.
Right.
It's tough. You don't want to follow the legends. But we've got Mike Vrabel, who is a Patriots legend, who has the rings, also has, he's been bringing all the Patriots legends have been back in the building. The culture shift has been huge. This game's at home. We have hope. We've got Drake May ready to roll. We've got Will Campbell ready to roll. Efton Chisholm made the roster, and I bet you he has a few catches. They're going to win.
So the Patriots are going to beat the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yes, Patriots are going to defeat Tom Brady's team.
Which is, and the Patriots are favored by 3 points, so Vegas slightly leaning on them, although, yeah, they're playing at New England, so really that's a flip-em game. That's what they're saying in Vegas.
Yeah, and I do think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. But, yeah, I think we start off 1-0, and life is good in New England.
So my thing is the only team that looks like it's got any positives going on is New England. They look like they've got positives, at least with Drake May, new improved offense. They have a new Trayvon Henderson jumping in and playing well. We know their defense is going to be good. I just don't see how they're going to – I don't want to jinx you. I'm sorry. But I just don't see how they're going to lose this game because I see no positivity heading out from Las Vegas. They look like they're going to be struggling this year. So I'm right there with you, Rob. Oh, go ahead.
I mean, Vegas does have Pete Carroll. He's a very good head coach. A lot of people will say, honestly, like he didn't deserve to be fired from New England back in the day. He was doing well. They made the playoffs. He had to follow Bill Parcells. He followed the legend. And then luckily enough for us, Pete Carroll left to go play at USC, and so we got Bill Belichick.
Yeah. And not that I'm a fan of Pete Carroll, but
I am, unless he's playing my team.
Yeah, but I like the guy, but I just think he's got a lot to work with. There's only so much you could do with talent. What do you think, Desean?
I think the Patriots are going to come in and win. They came to play. I think they're going to come to play. I don't think they're going to play around. I think they're going to get straight to business. Like Rob said, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, but I think it's going to be a pretty interesting one to watch.
I think if one of the teams gets to 24, they win.
Yeah, for sure.
Could be. So we're all picking the Patriots. Not trying to make you nervous there, Rob.
I'm not. I'm excited.
And then we got our beloved team, of course, the Indianapolis Colts going against the Miami Dolphins. How do you think that's going to pan out? It looks like the Colts are favored by 1.5 points against the Miami Dolphins. What is going on?
Where's the game?
Indianapolis, but still.
Okay.
A point and a half. Yeah.
Tua's healthy.
Right.
Tyreek still on the roster.
Maybe not. Maybe that's what they're indicating.
Jalen Waddle's healthy.
I don't know.
Has Tua had more improvements with fall school? I mean, he's going to keep his head on straight.
I mean, we're only asking for a game here, you know.
I did just talk about how good that Colts offense is.
Well, you got the guts. Do it, man.
Colts.
Oh, he did it. He did it. Oh, wow.
Colts.
I think he has room to play with me picking Dallas, so that's why he's doing that.
Maybe.
Yeah, I disagree big time. Yeah, not even close. Not even close. I don't know what Vegas is seeing. Sometimes they have an inside edge for this kind of stuff. Maybe there's a lot of turmoil going on.
Devon Achane is questionable, but they
Well-
do have Ollie Gordon waiting in the wings.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about it too much. I'm going Miami Dolphins. Should be able to win that game, but who knows? I know I don't want to pick against my team, but you know I'm doing it.
Yeah, for sure. I would go with Miami, just because I don't like the quarterback for the Colts, honestly. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do. You might throw picks. You might. I don't know, man. Something just tells me he's been in the league for a while now. But it just seems like he's still playing like a rookie.
Yeah.
In some aspects of it.
That's a great description. I like that. Yeah, it's like he's got the arm strength. He can run, but plays like a rookie. He just makes bad decisions with it. You got to learn by now, Daniel. Damn, Daniel.
But this is probably the only time I can conceivably pick the Colts all season, except for when they're playing the Jaguars. So I'm picking them.
Hey, we'll see how it turns out. Maybe they get a big win, and we can ride on this. Let's ride or whatever the Colts do. But yeah, we can get behind it. Go blue, right?
Go blue. Throw a horseshoe.
No,
Win, win, win.
it's not throw a horseshoe, but
I don't know.
But yeah, so those are the three games that we're going to be going over. Obviously, we're going to have more picks going into it, so we'll post those and we'll see how we do throughout the year. Outside of that, there's really not much more to add. I think we're hitting the tail end of the show. Let's, at the very least, end it with Desean. Thank you so much for jumping in.
Thanks for
and
joining.
having fun with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Let me know anytime. I can come back whenever. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Always welcome. And of course, we definitely, when we get a Cowboys live stream, we should definitely have you on.
I have a feeling we might do one for the Cowboys Packers. I just have a feeling that might be a good one.
That's
to go
what,
on.
week 4?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we aren't going to have a live stream this weekend, but we'll have some coming up soon.
Yeah, for sure. And then, Rob, where can they find us?
Yes, for sure. If you are watching us and seeing us right now as you're listening, you've already found us on YouTube. Good job. Congratulations. But did you like the video? You really better do that. And did you subscribe? You should also do that. And then, of course, send it out to your friends. If you are along the lines of wanting to follow us on social media, and you really should, we are on Instagram at Nick and Rob Homer Hour. So please go ahead, give us a follow there as well. And then if sometimes, you don't like how the YouTube app just kind of takes over your phone or computer, you can go ahead and find us, the Nick and Rob Homer Hour. We are on Spotify, so please get us there. Share with all your friends. Let us know you shared with your friends, and we'll give you some love for sure. Also, if you're a Colts fan, are you a Colts fan? Reach out to us. We'd love to have True Blue, whatever you call yourselves, Colts fans. We'd love to have a Colts fan on. We're going to have a Pats fan on next week. We definitely would love to get a Colts fan on. So, do you love the Colts? Do you have a Peyton Manning tattoo? Maybe one of Andrew Luck? Reach out.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess for now, we will say goodbye and see you guys next time.
See you next week.